The title of the sermon this morning is called God's Power. Right? The reason I choose the God power is this. For those two reasons. If you have not believed in Jesus Christ yet, then if you want to see the power of God, it's number one, start to believe in God. And as many of us have been believing in God for many years, and every single one of us have experience, and also not only just experience, but we have witnessed the power of God. Right? Sitting among us right now, for example, chị Tâm, last night, she was in an emergency room, and here she is with us today. If I have a chance to go over my sermon, you see that God is working miraculously in those that trust in Him. So I invite you, people that trust in Christ, not just because they're going to go into heaven, which we do. At the end of our life, God promises that we'll go to heaven based on His grace, and so we accepted that. But it's a problem for humans. We are very forgetful. Living through our life, if you don't see the presence of God, most likely your faith will not develop. So if you want to see the power of God so that you can really recognize and witness God, start trusting Him today. If you have not got a chance to believe in Him yet, there is God. And every single person that believes there is God, they all have evidence to witness. So I invite you to open your heart and accept God and believe God exists. When you start believing God exists, and God will show you He exists through the experience your life. And many of us experience that. The second point that I want to make is the power of God is some of us, we believe in God for many, many years. But yet, we still have problems, issues. I talked to one of the friends a few weeks ago. I said, the kids believe in God and raised up in the church, and she has not coming to the church. I asked why. And the father, who is my friend, told me, wow, if God is so powerful and mighty God, why there is so much problem, even for those that believe in God? Why? If you claim that He is powerful, why? So that's the reason that she can't stay away from church. And here's the reason. God exists. Start with your faith. Number two, if you don't experience God or you experience problem in your life right now, whatever that is, and David, who I use it in the Bible, is also believe in God and he experienced problem. Why? Because somebody else did something wrong in affecting your life. Or maybe you did something wrong that affecting your life. Basically, what I'm talking about is there is God, but humans try to leave us. There is no God, even though we have faith in God. And when we do that, we create problem for ourselves. We create a problem for a person next to you. Case in point, if you're living in a family, I have sons and daughters. If my son do something wrong, do you think it stop with my son or my daughter? Or it will affecting me as well? I'm not saying that he is doing anything wrong or she is doing anything wrong. If they do something wrong, it's affecting me. Right? If you, in the church, if you do something not obeying God, it's affecting the surrounding. It's affecting me as well. So that's why some of us, we believe in God and we still experience some of the issue because of our lack of obedience to God. If you wanted to further have witnessed the power of God, go back to God and obey Him. I'm using the Bible today is in the first Chronicles chapter 29, verse 11. It said this: Yours, O Lord, is a greatness and a power and glory and a victory and majesty. For all that is in heavens and in the earth is yours. Yours is the kingdom, O Lord, and you are exalted ahead above all. God exists. His greatness, His majesty, His kingdom, the earth, the heaven, everything belongs to Him. And if you already believe in God, start living as God sees every single action that you do. And hopefully through that, we can minimize our pain, our suffering, not to ourselves, but to others as well. So that's the essential of the message that I will explain further in Vietnamese this morning. So may the blessing of God for those that did not have a chance to accept it, there is God and God exists yet. I invite you to accept God in this morning. And for those that already believe in God and you experience all this here and there, it may not be your sin, it may be somebody else, but all collectively, we hurt each other because we disobey God. I invite you to start living out your faith that God exists. And may the blessing of the Lord, may His power will work in your life and usher you back so that you have a chance to experience God's power. He is a powerful God.